Let's move on to next Sunday's game at home. Newcastle United. So there's 2 games in a week.
Oh,
discussing everything that's happened in this week that's going to come up. What are your thoughts, Harry, about this? And I can see you're going to be extremely negative now.
I think it's been tough. No, I think, which is probably first, but we'll get onto that separate. But no, Newcastle, they've been good. I may have sat here and gone, I think that we'll probably win against them, but I didn't realise how, that Isak was back. I assumed that his was a lengthy injury. I got that wrong. Apologies. Gordon's hit a purple patch of form, looks really good, and isn't getting the credit he deserved. Pope came off with an injury, I think, the other day. So
looks like he dislocated his shoulder.
That again, it not being funny, your top goalkeeper that has a big say. But as when he says Newcastle annihilated Man United, only 1-0 win, but that was an absolute battering. The scoreline doesn't reflect the game, so it's not going to be easy with Isak, with Gordon. I think Newcastle pose a lot of threats. I can't see us coming away with 3 points.
Ooh, wow, Kallum, do you agree with that? That you think that Spurs could lose at home to Newcastle, who are also in a massive injury problem, just like we are?
I don't think it's going to be a loss, but I think it's going to be really difficult. And I would take a draw from that one because, like H said and like Winnie said, they've done United. They did Chelsea the other day as well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe. Didn't they batter them like 4-1 as well? I know it's Chelsea, but Chelsea battered us as well. So Newcastle are scoring a lot of goals. They're conceding a lot, but they're scoring more than they are. So, yeah, I would rather... I'd rather get a draw than nothing at all and all that out of it. But they are a pain in the backside on the road, I believe, this year as well. So
they are. I think 4 points, though, Kallum, is in our next 2 games is good. But obviously, I'd prefer that win to be over West Ham just because of the London derby. However, I'm not going to complain if it comes against Newcastle because we're, could be battling with them come the end of the season. So 4 points for our next 2 games is realistic. If we had a fully fit squad, 6 points for me, but in our situation, it's 4.
Yeah, four points. Isn't the worst thing to come out of, as you say, out of this week with the injury problems that Spurs have. I just think that now is the time for us to be able to do something. We've proven that we can play with an injured squad. Yes, Newcastle beat Manchester United yesterday, but Manchester United scored in the last minute. If it wasn't for Harry Maguire standing in the way, that game would have been 1-0. Yes, for all the dominance Newcastle had, they still couldn't see off the game. Nick Pope being injured is absolutely massive. And if it is as bad as Eddie Howe thought it was last night, I haven't seen the news today, so I don't know if it is what it is, but he believes it's a dislocated shoulder, which last time he had to have surgery on. So that could be massive.
Dubravka's not a bad keeper, to be fair. I think he's played against us a few times, and as a backup keeper, he's quite reliable and all that. He's actually stepped up. And I mean, everyone thought Nick Pope was a backup keeper for God knows how long. So, I mean, it shows that what Eddie Howe has done for Newcastle has been very impressive. A lot of players that have gone there have been second-class players, we thought, from other teams in the Premier League, and he's actually got a tune going out of them, like Emre at Villa. So I don't think you can detract from that fact.
Just an update on Nick Pope, because I just very, very quickly looked. There isn't much news on it. Eddie Howe hasn't spoken about it, but the feeling is he's going to have to undergo surgery, and it could be a few months on the sidelines. It's unlikely that he'll be available, which is, for us, a positive.
Yeah, 100%. So let's get into it. Let's go through our score predictions. So Dave has gone for a 2-2 draw. Winnie has gone for a 2-2 draw. Kallum, what are you going for?
3-3.
Ooh. 3-3 draw. Harry?
I'm going to go with... I hate to be negative. I sat here and said we're going to get 4 points. I think we're only going to get 3. I hope we get 4. I'm going to go 3-2 Newcastle. 94th minute winner from... I hate to say it, Joe Willock. I can just see it. Picture it already. In front of the Park Lane. Ouch.
Do you know what? I'm going to take your 2-3 and I'll flip it
on its head.
And I'll flip it 3-2. 3-2 Spurs.
Bring it on.
I really wanted to go 2-1 Spurs as well, but I just got caught up in the moment. So, I'll go for a 3-2 Spurs win. And we will see what that does in next week's score predictor table, because 2 games in a week could turn this table on its head.
On its head, yeah.
If someone gets 6 points, whoa, they could drive straight to the top of the league. Quickly then, Kallum, who's your standout player for Newcastle and the one that we should be fearing the most in this game?
Probably Gordon or Isak at the moment, just because of how they've been playing a couple of times. But I haven't paid as much attention to them as I have done to some of the low London teams. So, yeah, just because they seem to be the ones getting the headlines at the moment, mate.
Yeah. Harry?
Yeah, Isak and Gordon come spot on. Isak, goal scorer, very, very clinical, very, very top striker. And Gordon puts in the hard work and is now getting the end product with it as well. So them two will be an absolute, real danger. I just hope that Callum Wilson misses out through injury, because he loves the goal against Tottenham.
Yeah, Isak is a top player. I'm going to go for a midfielder, though. I'll probably go for the player that's been kind of... No, do you know what? I'm going to go Joel Linton. I think that he's been recently, and I think that in his new position, recently of the last season or so, to be dropped into that midfield slot has been incredible. So I'm going to go for him. And yeah, again, I think this is the same from my comments last time that Winnie said about Porrell will keep Gordon quiet. I think that wingers, we luckily have 2 really good fullbacks at our club. So I'm hoping that they keep wingers quiet in both of those games. But tune in next Sunday and we'll be talking about how we got on with our score predictions. And for those that don't know about the score predictions and why we do them, we do have a score predictor table. You get 3 points if you get a correct score, or 1 point if you get a correct result, as in the correct team, either to win or draw. And this is our current table with me, top of the league. But anyway, let's move on to the last few talking points for today. Then, lads, let's talk some FPL. So, how did everybody get on in FPL this week? And for those that haven't already joined, you can go onto our Twitter page and search FPL in the little search bar, and you'll find the link to join our FPL league. Did anyone have a good week this week? Because I had a pretty pants week this week. Harry?
How many points you get first before I judge?
I've got to log in 2 secs.
Haven't checked.
You haven't got the password though, have you?
No.
Can't really check them. I got 65.
53 points, so it was pretty pants.
Good week for me. Good Sunday for me.
What did you have first? Did you have Son in today, Harry?
Son, Haaland, Docky and Walker. But Docky and Walker only scored 1. But Son got 10, Haaland got 14. So that was my week, basically.
How did Haaland get 14?
I don't.
He did shit all today.
An assist is all I can think.
Well, because you've got him captain, so that's double points.
True.
So you got 3 points for playing the whole game, and then potentially shots.
Oh, he did get an assist, I think, for City's second goal.
Yeah, he assisted Grealish's goal. I remember that. He kind of dummied it almost.
So, as of yesterday, because FPL still hasn't updated, some weeks it does, some weeks it doesn't. As of yesterday, Brainy Paul was back at the top of the league over Dave.
Hey.
And then Shan Mohit is in 4th, Juan Sancho in 5th, Luke Story in 6th. Winnie has dropped to 8th on 752. I was in 9th, but I've probably fallen from there since my terrible week, on 744. Kallum ahead of Harry by quite a few points on 684, and then Harry on 676. And I did have the bottom of the league. I like to shout at the bottom person. Bottom of the league is Steve Riffamato. So they are on 632 points. So quite a way at the bottom. But if you are interested in joining our FPL league, please do. Find the link in our Twitter post and you can join. Right, that kind of wraps us up for today, as Harry does have to go off and do other things, and I've got places to be and people to see. But what a time to be a Spurs fan today. What this game showed for me was grit, determination, it showed passion, it showed the right mentality from the manager, and it showed that we can beat anyone if, we have the right outlook on things. And so I feel that's a great moment to end the show. So Kallum, thanks for joining us again today. How can everyone find you?
At Kallum Stubbs 97, mate, as usual. It's great to be back on, and hopefully same time next week we'll be discussing at least 3 to 4 points.
Exactly, mate. And H, how can everyone find you?
Yeah, thank you very much. You can follow me there, Harry Scarf22, content creator and YouTuber. You can check out my channel, Scarfy Spurs. Match preview has just come out. And also after this, I'm on a North London podcast, an Arsenal and Tottenham fan, and the main talking point is Tommy Arsu. And because he's massively overrated by the Arsenal representative on the channel. So we'll be discussing that, don't worry. And that is from 8:15, so very shortly. And I might be on South View Coys from 9 p.m. I don't know yet. So thank you very much for having me on. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Harry. And to everyone that's been watching, everyone that's been tuning in week after week, I do want to thank each and every one of you. You're always here supporting this channel. And for everyone on Spotify as well, we will be sending out our Spotify wrap soon to show you all the information regarding our podcast. We don't mention it quite a lot on this channel. It's an organic growth, and we're really loving the support that we're getting over on Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere else that everyone listens to their podcast from. So make sure you go over and check all of that out and listen, give a 5-star review, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video. We'll be back midweek with some pre-match previews. We'll be back, me and Winnie, live on Thursday night, 8:30, to play more EA FC 24. So make sure you check that out. And hopefully we're back here next week talking about 6 points for Spurs. And, the title challenge will be back on, people.
Wow.
See you next week, 7 o'clock, Sunday night, and a massive come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs.